What's going on, 2B Nation? It's me here. You guys know what time it is. It's time for This Week in Gaming. More information released this week about the launch of Overwatch 2. Apparently, it seems like the game is going to launch in the summer of 2022. That's a pretty far out for most Overwatch players. They've been waiting a long time to see new content injected into the old game. It feels like a really big backstab for the community, considering that every time we hear new news, it appears as if the game's getting pushed further and further back. Blizzard, we just want a game. It doesn't have to be perfect. However, it looks like our prayers might be answered a little bit. It appears as if Overwatch developer team is no longer introducing new features into what they already have for Overwatch 2. Instead, they're focusing on baking out and making sure that the current game is as finished and as playable as possible for the 2022 release. On the topic of Overwatch will be renaming its beloved character Jesse McCree. This character has been an integral part of the roster since day one for the game. However, in light of some allegations that have been brought up against Activision Blizzard, one of the people involved was somebody by the name of Jesse McCree, a developer for the company. Now, he was involved in the very infamous Bill Cosby suite. I won't go into too much details about this. There's plenty of videos on the internet. But it really makes sense why Blizzard kind of wants to distance himself from that name, and there is actually lore within the game itself pointing to that Jesse McCree may not actually be McCree's real name. In a voice line between Sombra and McCree, she asked if Jesse McCree is even his real name, and Sombra seems to know what the real answer is there. Now, this next story has been all over the internet, made it even to mainstream media. If you're under the age of 18 within China, it doesn't look like you'll actually be able to game that much anymore, if at all. China has limited gaming to only weekends, including Friday, Saturday, Sunday, for 1 hour each day, meaning you can only play a total of 3 hours each week. Now, this doesn't have that many big implications in the overall gaming scene, as a lot of players actually circumvent the current restrictions by using their parents' ID to log onto the internet, which is how the gaming is essentially monitored by the Chinese government. But this has massive implications on the Chinese esports scene. The LPL and LPL Academy have released over 30 players just this week alone because of the fact that they can't compete underneath the new regulations, at least legally. That's a massive liability for these businesses to take on. So imagine being a Chinese player, working your way up, getting into the Pro League, and just have it demolished by the Chinese government. Gaming should be a right, guys. What the hell? Right? I mean, everybody should have access to be able to game. Gaming should be something that brings people together. So it's something that kind of upsets a lot of people in the community, me included, and I'm sure a lot of you guys feel the same way. Let's fight for gaming, for goodness sake. On a lighter note, 100 Thieves has won their first LCS championship. They're one of 5 unique teams to actually be able to hoist that trophy, joining some of the greatest organizations in North American League of Legends, that including TSM, C9, COG, and Team Liquid. They joined that exclusive club. This is absolutely massive for the organization, and to be honest, it didn't even look close. They absolutely rolled Team Liquid in the finals. I guess I should have included a little bit of a spoiler there for you guys, but it's true. I mean, they almost speed ran TL for the fastest game in LCS Finals history, which coincidentally Team Liquid holds against 100 Thieves for an earlier season. In addition to that, it appears that Team the Tatman and Dr. Lupo have signed exclusive deals to stream on YouTube Gaming. This is absolutely massive. They follow big creators such as Valkyrae and Courage, who made that move earlier last year. Now, Twitch is losing out on some really big talent here, and they don't necessarily have the best history of receiving this kind of transition very well. However, they did release a very nice statement about Dr. Lupo, and it seems as if Twitch has kind of turned the better cheek in this scenario. Tim the Tatman specifically had some comments on this. He says that getting the quote-unquote bag from YouTube allows him to focus more on his family. He doesn't have to stream every single day. He can really just have that kind of passive income on the side, and that's honestly respectable considering he had a child earlier this year. I'm really looking forward to see what these two creators can bring to YouTube gaming and whether they can actually elevate YouTube gaming to that place where it can really compete with Twitch, as Twitch has been in a lot of controversy over the years and it's really turning more and more creators away. Competition in the space is always going to benefit the creators and the watchers. That wraps up This Week in Gaming. If you guys like what you saw, make sure you like and subscribe. We'll have more coming just like this. I'm me. Peace.